Yeah, we are live.
Well, hello and welcome everyone. It's Sunday, the 11th of July, and we've got Virgin Galactic coming up today, launching Unity 22, Virgin Galactic's very first official crewed mission to the edge of space, more or less, I'd say. Not quite there, but 89 kilometres up. It depends which country you live in, whether it's space or not.
And there's plenty of room for debate on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can go over and chat about it sometime during the stream, which is real space and which isn't.
Yeah. Because I believe it's 80 kilometers for America, maybe a few others, then the rest of the world 100 kilometers up. So few and far between. Someone actually pulled that up on one of my recent videos. It's just like it's one or the other. Either way, it's a great achievement. But absolutely fantastic. But can't wait to see this one launch later today. But hopefully we'll get lots of good coverage of this one. Not too much coverage in the past as such, but I believe Virgin Galactic are really working on the live streaming, as they are with the Virgin Orbit stuff as well. When they launched that, more of like a air-launched rocket, if you like, off the 747 and everything like that. But some good footage coming off that one, and likewise with Virgin Galactic now.
Yeah, they are planning on quite a produced stream today, from what it sounds like.
Yeah, totally.
With a musical guest and another certain popular CEO from another rocket company. Should be quite an interesting stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
who
it'd be
would have
absolutely fantastic.
guessed? Yeah, who would have guessed a few weeks ago that Virgin Galactic will go to space before Blue Origin?
Yeah. It's I'm sure there are some stomped on toes and hurt feelings out there somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone saw the image Blue Origin put out there comparing the two side by side, how high or altitude everyone goes up to, and how many times they're launched and everything. It's quite a funny one. That one of the graphic designers over at Blue Origin taking a bit of beef over there and just putting it to Virgin Galactic kind of thing. It's quite funny to see that.
Yeah, and you add to that all the memes. There's quite a few memes playing off of that as well. It was quite hilarious.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you make comments that are meant to be a jab at your competitors, the trolls will come out of the woodwork. So they shouldn't be surprised. So glad everyone was able to join us today. Looks like we have
saying the same thing.
nine watching us at the moment. That's fantastic.
Thanks for joining us. Just waiting for the stream to go live in the next 3 minutes, so we'll start bringing footage through of that. But I was chatting with Stefan Powell from Dawn Aerospace a little bit on Twitter and everything about Virgin Galactic, and obviously a few people don't really know this, but the actual engine for the Spaceship 2 isn't actually reusable. So after they use this, although it goes up and lands and everything like that, they actually have to strip out the entire rocket engine and put a brand new one in every single time. So defeats the object of it being reusable within reason, but if they have to do it, they have to do it. It's a hybrid engine, this one, in Spaceship 2. But whether they upgrade that with the new Spaceship 3 revealed a few months ago to some sort of reusable methane, liquid oxygen kind of thing, who knows? But whether it's even possible to do that in such a small spacecraft, I don't know.
Yeah, the engine's really interesting because it's a solid rocket booster, but it can be turned off and on, which is fairly unique in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've just got 1 minute to go before that live stream starts up, but obviously we've got a little bit of a wait anyway, because obviously we'll see it take off from the spaceport first, and then work its way up to, I want to say, what was the altitude again that it launches from? I keep thinking 50, but that's Virgin Orbit.
Yeah, it's pretty close to there. I don't recall the exact number myself off the top of my head, but it's
Yeah, I
somewhere
think
in
it
that
could
range.
almost be at 50 kilometers.
All right, we should be just about ready to pick up our feed from Virgin Galactic. They haven't started pushing their stream just yet.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like they're pushing it now. No, not yet. It certainly is very
Okay.
exciting to see space tourism taking off, literally. Two different companies this close together. It's like, for all in, from a historical perspective, it's basically the same time. Um, you know,
Yeah. And Ryan
what's a
was
few
talking
days?
about the separation height. It's not 50 kilometers, but around 50,000 feet.
Get your feet and the kilometers mixed up.
Yeah.
50 something, quite high.
Yeah.
But it's incredible because, as I've said to a few people now, Blue Origin, although they can launch from a few different places, obviously, in the next few years once they get up and going with everything, but the likes of Virgin Galactic and others that are going to do similar thing, similar setup, all you need is a runway to take off and land from. And Virgin Galactic eventually, once it's up and running, within the next year, I think they're going to bring that entire system over to the UK and launch from UK airports, I believe from Cornwall down south in the UK,
Yeah,
which would actually be incredible for the UK space industry.
yeah. I don't know if they can actually fly White Knight that far, or if they'll just build another one over there, or
Probably just
not.
ship it over.
Well, looks like they've started their stream.
All right.
No, not that one. This one.
Yeah. Looks like they are just waiting. I think we actually forgot to introduce ourselves.
Why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah. I'm Mikko, the host of Deep Dive Fridays.
I'm Asteroidi, host of STEM Study.
And I'm Ryan from the Space Update. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let's see what we can do here to clear this up a little bit. Oh, that explains a few things. Let's try that. Yeah, that's not so fuzzy. All right. This is just so exciting. I love the look of that White Knight plane. It's just the dual fuselage, 4 jet engines, and then VSS Unity.
massive span on that
in the
aircraft
runway.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
do we have the specs on White Knight handy somewhere?
I mean, the only thing I was able to look, it's White Knight 2, also named at VMS Eve. But we certainly have some information somewhere.
Alright. Now, I don't know if they're pushing any audio on this or not.
There you go. The wingspan is 141 feet, or 43 meters, if you like.
And yeah, Tektan, I am from the same country as the hydraulic press channel guy, Finland.
We got somebody watching multiple streams. That's awesome. You go, Tech Tad.
Yeah, thanks for watching our stream as well.
Yeah. I don't know that it's a bigger risk. Certainly, Blue Origin has tested New Shepard quite a bit more than Virgin Galactic has tested their system, but I think it is pretty safe.
Well, at least Virgin Galactic did have the one accident, but I do think this is already the 22nd test flight for Virgin. I'm not sure how many of those went up to 80 kilometers or higher, but yeah.
Yeah. And Blue Origin's done what Bezos will be on what, the 16th or 17th launch, and they also had one failure, but it was their first launch that was a failure.
Yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
only had the failure at the landing. So the capsule did land safely, but the booster didn't.
I think that's right.
Since Virgin Galactic haven't started the stream yet, it's possible they have some weather issues holding them up still.
Yeah.
But while we're waiting, you had a good interview on GPS and everything, didn't you, Joey? That's just been out earlier on this week.
Yeah. I finally got that thing finished editing and pushed it out to publish. And man, there was so many things to research and hunt down B-roll on. It was actually a lot of fun. I not only learned a lot about GPS and whatnot, but about all these other little programs that were integral to the development of GPS. And I tried to get as much of that into the video as possible, but we could do 100 follow-up videos on some of those historic programs. You
Yeah,
can
and
check
that
out
interview.
Static Fire Gal's short on the V2 rocket that she did just a little while ago, and whatnot. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad to have it done, and I might actually have time to film this next week, my next episode. I'm not sure though. I have a lot of family in town. My brother's in town. He got here yesterday with his daughter, and then I think my sister and her family will be in town later today. So Got a lot of family things going on this week, but I'm gonna try to squeeze in some recording.
Everyone catching up with everyone now. Everything's back to some kind of normality within reason.
Yeah.
But, that interview with Richard Easton, I believe, but
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic him coming on the show and speaking with us. To be honest, because obviously the gist of the story, his dad, I believe, worked on some of the very first satellites sent up into space. Literally working on them on the kitchen table.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun little short stories built within the video. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, highly recommend taking the time to do that.
Right after this live stream.
Yeah, not before.
We have an interesting comment from Christopher in chat. He says he heard somewhere that there are no specific training guidelines for people to go into space. That depends on whether they are going up with a space program or if they are going up with a tourism launch. The guidelines for the tourism launches are a little bit less specific, but they do have to prove to the FAA that the vehicle is safe and that they have a training program that ensures as much safety as possible with the passengers. I don't know specifically what those guidelines are, but there are guidelines for that. And then for like space industry launches, like launching astronauts, NASA oversees the guidelines and whatnot for instance, Boeing on the Starliner and SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. NASA works very closely with the companies to do their individual training programs and make sure that they have all the critical points covered. So there are guidelines for it, but they're very different for tourism versus astronauts.
And if you were to buy a ticket on there to travel up there, and if you were allowed to and everything, it'd set you back maybe 250,000 or more. Quite a big ticket.
Yeah, they haven't. Neither company has announced their price, but both are speculated to be at least that much.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, space isn't cheap, and it's not easy to get up there. At the end of the day, and it all costs someone money somewhere, so they've got to pass on that cost, unfortunately, to us. As much as we'd like it to be a couple £100, go up there, come back, have a bit of fun, but the reality is these things cost millions, not thousands. At the end of the day, so it's understandable that it does cost hundreds of thousands to get up there.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see those prices drop significantly as the programs mature a little bit and as more competition comes to the market. But at this point, we don't even know how big the market is. Obviously, at $250,000 or more, it's kind of a limited market that can afford that. But some people might decide to sell their houses in order to take a 10-minute ride.
Yeah.
On Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic, though. What would you put your money down on?
I think they would be both quite fun. They both vehicles are designed for the experience of the passenger. And looks like we're getting some imagery now.
All right, guys, liftoff already.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Are they pushing any audio?
Yes, it looks like it's just literally taken off from Spaceport America, just down in New Mexico and everything. And they put the timer on for some reason, but there you go.
Well, they are a little bit new to the live thing.
Yeah.
But by the looks of it, it's just took off and it's just going up to, by the looks of it, its deployment sent up to 50,000 feet, 50,000 meters, 50,000 something.
Yeah.
It
To
looks
do
like
that
they
drop and
are
everything.
pushing audio, but it's not
Yep. Music.
picking up here.
It looks like they went live but accidentally hit the countdown.
Yeah, could be.
So for a change, Virgin Galactic are having problems rather than us.
Yeah.
Once.
Alright, I have a little...
Not always easy to live stream.
I'm gonna keep the feed volume pretty low until we know a little bit.
Yep, good idea.
Greetings, planet Earth, and welcome to Spaceport America, the beautiful home of Virgin Galactic in Sierra County, New Mexico, and the stage for today's momentous occasion. I'm delighted you can join us for an historic day. Over the next few hours, you'll see live coverage of today's spaceflight, unprecedented access inside the spacecraft, and a live performance of a brand new song by multi-platinum artist Khalid. Entrepreneur, philanthropist, iconoclast, activist, adventurer, billionaire,
Stephen
goatee
Corbett
host
presenting.
organism. Later today, Richard Branson and his crew will return to Earth as astronauts. Hello, everyone. I'm Stephen Colbert. Thank you for joining us. Earlier this morning, Richard Branson and his crew arrived at Spaceport America, ready to embark on a life-changing journey. When Richard called me and asked me
I don't know
if
if you want to bring the
today's
audio up,
live
Joey,
stream, I said,
while
"Who
he
is
talks
this?
a little bit.
And how did you get my number?" Then he
Yeah,
said
you
who
can
it
crank
was,
it up. It's
explained
pretty low.
today's flight test mission, and I said, yes, I would be honored to host your launch. After all, I've known Richard for years. I've never been to his private island, but that's okay. That's how close we are. Friends don't have to ask friends to their private island, evidently. And to be fair, it might be because I've spent most of our friendship making fun of him on TV. Folks, longtime viewers of this broadcast know that I have an ongoing feud with Sir Richard Branson, Virgin CEO and adult of the corn, Richard Branson. Sir Big Baby here, having what some critics have called facial hair. That little tree sloth clinging to your chin. The grinning goat man. A cross between David Bowie and Pan the goat god.
His airline, but
Obviously, I said all of that in character on a comedy show. So, Richard, I want you to know, as myself, sincerely, I meant every word. But there is one thing Richard and I do have in common, a deep, lifelong passion for space exploration. That's why Richard founded Virgin Galactic in 2004 with the dream of sending private citizens into space. Now, to do that, he needed to build every part of a whole new industry. He had to construct a spacecraft capable of the journey. Then, to launch these space planes, he had to help create the world's first commercial spaceport. And most importantly, he had to find
Good
the
that they got
people
Stephen
capable
Corbett
of turning his dream into a reality, as well as people brave enough to get on a spaceship built by the guy who launched a soda this awful. Seriously, he lost money selling sugar water.
I know we see space as a little bit different to your Saturday night TV show, but to combine the two, it works, but it doesn't work at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gravity. Imagine staring out the window onto the vast expanse of space and seeing Earth below, our beautiful blue planet staring back. Unless, of course, you're the guy in the middle seat. Then you have to ask the astronaut sitting next to the window to put it all in perspective for you. Oh, and I'm being told that there are no middle seats in space. Thank you, science. It's been a dream of mine to go into space ever since I was a child. Unfortunately, I cannot be on the spacecraft
Where
today.
everything goes wrong when Joey
I
steps
had
away.
faith. Also, I was not technically
Yeah.
invited, but Richard was generous enough to give me a spacecraft of my very own. And I will be using this model to give scientifically accurate play-by-play of today's historic events, as well as doing this. The Virgin Galactic crew are an inspiration to be bold, to be audacious, and to never give up in the pursuit of even your wildest dreams. So let's now take you to where the action is happening, live in the studio at Spaceport America, where your other co-hosts are standing by.
What broke?
First, one of the newest members of the Virgin Galactic team.
No.
She's a science
Nothing.
author, an expert in space exploration, a bioastronautic researcher, and most impressively, a TikTok star. Kelly Girardi. Great to have you here, Kelly. Next up, a man who has flown 2 space
You're
shuttle
gonna rearrange
missions
that,
and
Joey,
spent
and then
time
it's gonna
on the
change all
International
over
Space
again.
Station, where he
Yeah.
served as commander and
Yeah, that's
performed a
possible.
viral David Bowie cover. Here he is, the first man to do open mic in 0G, Chris Hadfield. Welcome, Chris.
You can see there,
And finally, your mission
Spaceship
host
2
for
and
today.
everything.
She's a structures
Just slowly coming
operations
up to
engineer
the,
for
not
Virgin
far off
Galactic.
the altitude it needs to be by the looks
actually
of
got
it.
married in the spaceship that will be taking the crew up today, Veronica McGowan.
Yeah, it gets up there
So
pretty
now
quick.
I turn it over to Veronica, Chris, and Kelly for more on today's
Yeah,
historic flight.
25,000 feet.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be
altitude.
here with you all, live from Spaceport America.
just
It's a
another probably
momentous
5
day
or
for
10
Sir
minutes
Richard
or so.
Branson, a milestone for Virgin Galactic, and a historic event for the future of
I
spaceflight.
think it was plus
Just 7
50
weeks
minutes
ago,
from
Virgin
liftoff
Galactic
when they
completed the
release
first
it,
ever
so that
human
should be around
spaceflight from the
half an
great state
hour
of New
from now.
Mexico. And today, our founder and his crew will become some of the very few people to have experienced space travel. Let's take a look at how they arrived to Spaceport America.
Arrived on his bike. Escorted by 2 Range Rovers, might I add.
He's waiting on his ship inside.
I wonder where Elon is.
You know more prepared than I do.
You're late. Come on, get suited up. Let's go.
Probably in the green room backstage.
Open
Who knows,
sesame.
he could be aboard White Knight.
Good morning, Unity 22. Welcome to Spaceport. Please sign in to the astronaut logbook.
The name's Branson. Sir Richard Branson. Astronaut 00.
Gonna have a book, aren't there? Everyone signs it before the launch.
License to thrill.
Yeah.
Astronaut 002, Beth Moses.
Astronaut 003, Colin Bennett.
It's got a beautiful bag. Sarishi.
Astronaut 004, Sarisha Bamla.
And she's astronaut 004.
Congratulations, Unity 22. You are officially registered for space.
See you up there.
What a way to start off your journey, first on a bike and now on a spaceship. The team is airborne. Here's some footage of them taking off just moments ago. The spaceflight system was towed out to the runway and elegantly took to the skies on what is a beautiful morning here in the state of New Mexico. They're at approximately 30,000 feet in altitude and climbing as we speak. Our spaceflight system is comprised of 2 vehicles in a mated configuration. Our mothership Eve, named thoughtfully by Richard after his late mother Eve, and Spaceship Unity, named by the late Stephen Hawking as a vehicle that will unite the world through space. Once at the launch altitude and location, Eve will release Unity for a voyage to space. So today is the day, everyone. Chris, what is the significance of today's flight?
You know, I love it when the stuff of dreams becomes a reality. And we've been dreaming of commercial spaceflight, of people being able to fly in space. I mean, since the very first pioneers started flying, the X-15, which was the wonderful program in the 60s, was so much like the profile that they're going to follow today. And then the Ansari X Prize to try and push the limits. That is very much the DNA that's on this bottle, in fact, the DNA that has allowed this vehicle to fly. And it is like all of those pioneers and the flight today, you know, they pried the door open initially, but this crew today is really pushing it open permanently. And I'm really excited for the flight, but I think it's so significant professionally, technically, but personally for the people on board.
Absolutely. And you mentioned opening up that doorway. Kelly, you're one of the people that's going to be going through that doorway soon. We are so thrilled to have you here to get a preview of what you're going to experience on a Virgin Galactic mission in the not too distant future. You've got to be getting pretty excited, right?
Incredibly excited. You know, this is an emotional day, right? Those doors are opening for the next generation of astronauts. I feel like we have front row seats to the final frontier today, and I'm so excited to get a taste of what I'm going to experience soon.
Definitely. Well, I'm so thrilled to have you here.
Yeah,
And
now
you too,
at
Chris. Thank you guys so much for joining me
33,000
today for
feet in
this.
altitude.
Let's take a look at what we've got in store for the live stream. So while Mothership Eve is transporting Spaceship Unity to the launch point, we'll check in with the crew and the preparations that went into today's flight. We'll also share some perspective on the Virgin Galactic mission, so who we are, what we do, and our vision for commercial space travel in the 21st century. Next, we'll give you a guided tour through the Virgin Galactic experience, showing you what our astronauts will see and do throughout their stay, both on the ground and on their life-changing journey into space.
The coverage.
Once we've reached the launch altitude and location, we'll see the moment when Spaceship Unity is released from Mothership Eve and accelerates into space, all coming to you live. So there's some incredible energy.
They have clearly put some thought into this live stream.
And we're happy to have
Definitely.
some special guests on site taking in this experience. My co-host Kevin. Kevin, what's the vibe like down there?
Thanks, Veronica. I am currently here at Spaceport America's hangar floor, where the ships usually reside, but as you just saw, they're on their way to space. Right behind me, I have the rocket motors we use for launch, and to my left, a very important person, CEO of Virgin Galactic, Michael Cole-Glazer. Michael, good to see you.
It's great to be here, Kevin.
Michael, I have one question for you, and that is, what does today mean?
Replaceable engines.
Kevin, this is a landmark moment for Virgin Galactic. It's a landmark moment for the new commercial space industry. And it certainly is a landmark moment for our founder, Sir Richard Branson,
Looks like
who right now is showing that when you have the fortitude to follow your dream, you can make a hugely profound impact on the world. It's a historic moment because today...
You see the little sticker on the center of it there?
Can you imagine being up there and looking back down?
Yeah, I do.
One of the most
That's
amazing
the center of balance.
And we can't wait for more people to experience it.
Yeah,
I have to say how proud I am
to
have all my friends and colleagues who are today's crew,
familiar
representing the entire
from
company.
Kerbal Space
They're opening
Program.
the door for the astronauts of tomorrow. We're thrilled to be here today and so excited to have all of you watching to be sharing this moment with us.
It sure really is a historical moment for us, and I'm excited to be here. I'm going to be out in the
Interesting
street,
to
so
see
I'll see
that
you
they
guys in a little bit.
balance
but
the
we're gonna send
engine
it
as
back
well
to
as
you.
the aircraft.
Virgin Galactic's mission of sending humans into
Yeah.
space requires tenacity, innovation,
The
and
engines
an
would have to
unparalleled
work a bit
drive to
harder if
succeed.
they're not
Turns out
balanced.
pioneering a new form of space travel is a tough job, possibly even tougher than my job where I talk to celebrities for 1 hour a day. But the Virgin Galactic space is to make space itself more accessible and approachable.
Line 3.
Hello.
Hi.
Have you ever thought about going into space, Richard?
We've got a fairly sizable audience too.
The moon landing was a catalytic moment for me. I remember my dad taking me outside onto the village green and we just looked up at the moon.
Odyssey.
I really did think that myself and many other young people would one day be able to go into space. I waited and I waited and waited for that opportunity, and it never came. They got me thinking. I went to the registry office and I registered the name Virgin Galactic Airways.
It's a brilliant innovation story. The origins of spaceflight at the time, it was big government. The X Prize was a chance to turn that into a much more personal spaceflight experience.
Spaceship One claimed the X Prize, and it proved the dream was possible. This was the first private venture to go to space, return safely, and do it again just 2 weeks later.
And then from there, we just started expanding. We knew we wanted a bigger system. We wanted something that you could float about the cabin, actually experience zero gravity.
Virgin Galactic offers the first real platform where we can actually open it up to make space for all of us.
We build on the shoulders of giants, but we want to be that first baseline for Earth and actually deliver on that promise.
We are changing the way humanity views space. We've taken the impossible and we're making it inevitable.
I always want to celebrate the team on this. You need heart, you need the best minds, you need the best humans to work on programs like this.
The sky's no longer the limit for us.
This is an inflection point in human history.
2 astronauts on a tiny television inspired a kid from England. Imagine what greatness can come from a generation seeing Earth from space.
You're seeing your home planet. It's a real connection with the Earth. It grounds you and it feels timeless.
I think in the same way that I was inspired by the moon landing.
Release. Fire.
I really hope that there will be the world who will be captivated and inspired about the possibility of them going to space one day.
Have you ever thought about going into space, Richard?
I'd love to go into space. I think there could be nothing nicer. So if you're building a spacecraft, I'd love to come with you on it.
Truly inspirational, and right now all of that inspiration is up in the sky as the Virgin Galactic Spaceflight mission makes its way towards the launch point. Let's take a look at these onboard camera footages now and see what we've got here.
40,000.
We are already at 40,000 feet. You can already see the incredible view and the sky starting to darken there. This is already higher than what most regular commercial airliners will travel at. So I'm sure all of our astronauts are taking in that view already and getting really excited and prepared for the mission. Now, Kelly, we hope to connect live with Richard throughout the show here. What would be going through your mind if you were on board with him right now?
Gosh, you know, aside from the overwhelming excitement, right, I think it would just be a sense of awe, the hard work and the vision that it took to get to today, and the magnitude of what it means for the next generation of humans who are going to experience the wonder of spaceflight.
Absolutely. I mean, this is certainly the dawn of a new space age, and Mothership Eve is currently ascending still. We're already over 40,000 feet. Our target launch altitude for today is 45,000 feet. But in addition to that launch altitude, we also have a designated release point within the airspace. So while you may see us get to altitude rather quickly, we'll continue to complete our flight path until we get to that designated launch point.
47 to 53.
So everything's looking really good. Again, they're over 40,000 feet now. Just a beautiful view you get there already. I imagine they're just getting really excited for their upcoming space flight. So speaking of the crew on board, let's take a look at the folks in flight today. Virgin Galactic pilots are without a doubt among the very best of the best. They're some of the most experienced pilots in the world, and there are very few flying machines on Earth or off Earth that these professionals haven't flown. In fact, 4 of our pilots are among the very few in history who can lay claim to the title of astronaut. And 2 of them are heading to space again today. Let's meet the crew now. We'll begin with the folks who are supporting today's flight in the chase plane, giving us visuals on the spaceflight system while airborne. Pilot in command of our chase plane today is Jamil Janjua. He's completed over 4,000 flying hours in 48 different vehicles throughout his career, which spans over 20 years in the Royal Canadian Air Force. Joining Jamil is Patrick Moran, who served as a pilot in the Marine Corps for 20 years, where he operated as a test pilot and a test pilot school instructor. He joins Virgin Galactic with over 3,000 flight hours in 34 different aircraft. In Mothership Eve today, we have CJ Sturkow in the left seat. CJ has completed 4 NASA Space Shuttle missions and 2 Spaceship
Yeah,
Unity
quite
space flights.
experienced, guys.
He's been flying for 37 years and is the first person to enter space from 3 different states. CJ is joined by Kelly Latimer in the right seat, who's logged more than 6,700 hours in her 32-year flying career. And Kelly is also a pilot with Virgin Orbit, our sister space company, and she just flew their successful launch the other week. Piloting Spaceship Unity today, we have our chief pilot and astronaut, Dave Mackay. Dave's been with Virgin Companies for over 25 years now and has more than 14,000 hours of flight time to his credit. Just incredible, and spanning no fewer than 140 different types of aircraft. With Dave is astronaut Mike Masucci. Mike recently passed more than 10,000 hours of logged flight in a career that's put him in the cockpit of more than 80 different types of aircraft, including the U-2 and, of course, our very own Spaceship Unity. As you can see, our passengers today will be flown to space by some of the most accomplished and experienced pilots in the world. And in the cabin of Spaceship Unity today, there are 4 mission specialists. Let's hear some more about them now.
She's got
Astronaut
Unity
004,
earrings
Surisha
on. I just
Bandla.
noticed
I'll
that.
be testing the researcher experience.
Yep.
Virgin Galactic is opening up the opportunity to go to space
Wonder how
for
much they'll set her
everyone.
back.
This is a whole new era to get people from different backgrounds, different geographies, different communities into space. And it's giving researchers the opportunity to fly with their payloads. And that is unheard of. They can take the work that they've been doing on Earth to space. And I'm so excited to see where the community takes it in the future.
Astronaut 003, Colin Bennett. I'll be evaluating cabin procedures during boost and weightlessness. When I was younger, I assumed that space was only available to a very select few. I had no idea myself that I would ever be in a position to go to space, but here I am. And how awesome it's going to be a part of the journey of opening this up to hundreds and then thousands of more people in the future.
Astronaut 002, Beth Moses. I'll be spaceship cabin lead and test director. I cannot remember not dreaming of going to space. There's the little tiny kid looking up at the stars, the little girl making model rockets. It was part of my childhood. I think it's a very natural, human, innate curiosity. We're all explorers and adventurers, so I really don't remember an age or a moment where I discovered space. I just always remember dreaming of going to space.
Astronaut 001, Richard Branson. I'll be evaluating the customer spaceflight experience.
Would you like to go to test some
001,
space
what a
flight
title to have.
experience?
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to hear who gets the spot of 007 as well. So let's hear more about the man who has the license to thrill.
Now, say what you want about Richard Branson, and I have. He has
Right, I
left
think
an
my data's
indelible
kicked
mark
back
in the
in
world
now,
of business,
so you might see my
travel,
video go
and
back to normal.
entertainment. And it's all been fueled
saw
by
you
his
drop out for a
restless
second
sense of adventure.
Okay.
And where did Richard get that intrepid spirit? His mother, Eve Branson. She taught Richard to be bold, to be brave, and Richard knows for many reasons today would not be possible without Eve. And he's penned a special letter in tribute to her.
Dear Mum, you always told me to reach for the stars.
It's still a little bit
Well,
slow.
I took my own winding road.
Yeah, you seem frozen.
But I always knew to follow your lead. You always pushed us to our limits. When I was a child, you threw me out of the car miles from our house and urged me to find my own way home. You let me jump into a river to sink or swim. You and Dad taught me and my sisters independence and loved us with fierceness and tenderness. You
There
were
we go,
always an
back to normal.
adventurer. You took glider lessons
great.
dressed as a boy.
Apparently the digital green screen doesn't work.
Toured Germany as a ballet dancer after the war.
Yeah.
You flew treacherous routes as intrepid cabin
Did
crew
the
for
upload drop to
startup
0?
airlines. You took us into the great unknown on family holidays. You treated every day as a chance to explore. Before the word existed, you were always an entrepreneur. You helped make ends meet by creating your own small businesses. You showed me how to grow a company, how to treat people, how to be creative, how to balance work and play, how to live. You were always a romantic. You and Dad showed Joan and me the way to build a life filled with humor and heart, hope and humility, honesty and happiness. You showed us the value of kindness, the magic of laughter, the beauty of music, and the joy of family. You were always my guiding light at Virgin Galactic. You shared with me that the day we named our mothership VMS Eve was one of your happiest. You always knew Eve would start my journey to space one day, just as I always knew you would do the impossible for me. Well, Mum, our mothership, which carries your name, will carry the next generation of dreamers into space. You were always a dreamer. You urged me to strive for every opportunity I saw. You told me to chase my wildest fantasies and to live life to the full. Well, the brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. How you lived, how you loved, and how you are missed. Dad always said, "Isn't life wonderful?" And you both showed us it was.
Love it if they did a separate stream that was just from the
always.
All this other stuff is interesting and great, but we want to see the plane. At least I do.
Such a beautiful letter.
Only the spaceship.
Branson really was an inspiration to all of us here at Virgin Galactic. If you're just now tuning in, my name is Veronica McGowan. I'm a structures operations engineer here at Virgin Galactic. Alongside me is astronaut Chris Hadfield and future astronaut Kelly Girardi. So great to have you guys here. Earlier today, we saw Richard and his crew make their way down to the astronaut walkway at Spaceport America, seeing their families off before they were escorted to our spaceflight system, where final inspections and preparations were made before takeoff. They were driven to the runway in our fleet of Land Rovers, and Land Rover is our exclusive automotive partner, and they help with day-to-day operations. And in fact, we have a bespoke vehicle that we designed with them called the Astronaut Edition. And this is exclusively available to Virgin Galactic future astronauts, and it's the one that drove Richard to Spaceport, to Spaceship Unity this morning. So we're delighted to have Land Rover as a part of the team. And right now, our crew are on their way to space. Let's check in on them via our onboard camera footage. Wow, look at that view already, and you can see some contrails. Chris, how do you think the crew will be feeling right about now?
So many different things at once. They're
Right,
just about leveled off at
15
altitude, right up
minutes
at
and 40
46,000
seconds.
feet. But inside their bodies, they've got like this tug of war going on because they're focused. Like there's no more focused, you know, the 4 in the back and the 2 in the front, really focused. But at the same time, there's this like rising excitement that you can feel like a thermometer going up inside your own body. But I remember at the time, what I really wanted to do was go back to my 9-year-old self and just run around the cockpit and scream and wave my hands because it's just so exciting and fun. They're focused, they're professional, they're doing their job, but it's just a magnificent moment as we get ready for ignition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's certainly a mixture of excitement and anticipation with our crew today, but they will all be focused on the task at hand, as you said, and preparing themselves to run through their individual test points. And on the subject of testing, today's spaceflight is an opportunity for us to evaluate our cabin experience. It's the environment where our passengers will cross the 50-mile border defined by NASA as the entry to space. Let's hear more about the transformative journey that our crew are on.
And then Joy and Rich and Cargill and everyone else came in just a little bit later on. But, I mean, we've had NASA, we've had ESA, we've had Spacebit, we've had Skyrora on, we've had various scientists on, and everyone, loads of people coming on, and loads more coming on in the coming months. So it's been a hell of a crazy ride in less than a year.
While they vacation on the other
Yeah,
side of the world.
Absolutely.
We have some really interesting interviews coming
But
up,
while
don't
some
we?
technology has grown exponentially, others have remained practically the same.
Can't say too
Planes
much,
still
but-
travel at the same speed they did 50 years ago. We still use the same ground
Yeah,
launch
we
system
have
from the early
quite
days
a
of
few
space
big
travel, and
YouTubers
they haven't
who've
come
been
out with a new
on
snow
our
cone
show.
machine in years.
So
That's
check
where the
our back
innovations
catalog.
of Virgin Galactic come in.
After the live stream.
Yeah, you don't
What
have to
does
go do it
space
now.
flight with Virgin Galactic entail? Well, it has a unique combination of revolutionary design innovations that make it like no other vehicle that has ever gone before. Firstly, air launch. Most rockets you see make a loud and bumpy vertical launch from the ground. To launch from the ground requires huge amounts of energy to lift the vehicle from a static start and to propel it through the thickest parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Instead, Virgin Galactic spaceflight starts with a smooth runway takeoff, not dissimilar to a conventional commercial airliner. The spaceship, attached to a mothership, gracefully ascends
Good
to the
thing I saw
launch
that sneeze
altitude of
coming.
around 50,000 feet, bypassing the thickest parts of the Earth's atmosphere, making it far more energy efficient and far more comfortable for the passengers inside. When the vehicles have reached the launch altitude and location, mission
I always
control
wonder if they have a
provides
bigger
clearance
engine in
for
it. Will it
release.
go fully orbital?
The pilots activate the launch and set spaceship free. Within seconds, the rocket motor ignites
Yeah.
as the vehicle starts its
Could
rapid
happen.
ascent toward the
Maybe.
stars. During this awe-inspiring
I mean, obviously it
journey,
won't
the
go
spaceship reaches
stay in
speeds
orbit.
of up to
Obviously it
3
has to come
times
back
the
down,
speed
but
of sound. And out the window, passengers will
It
watch
is
the
shielding.
color change from blue through indigo.
Yeah.
And then
The
to an
problem is
iconic
that they would
inky black
probably need a
as they
bigger
soar
carrier
into
plane.
space.
I
Once
imagine
the rocket motor shuts down,
tourism space
passengers will
industry, that's
unbuckle
probably
their
the next
seatbelts
step.
and
Go up
float
and
effortlessly
make one
around the
loop around
cabin,
the globe,
enjoying
and
the
then
childlike freedom of zero gravity. The cabin becomes a
that's where people
spacious,
are gonna start,
three-dimensional playground as
one-upping.
passengers experience
Point to
space
point and all that.
firsthand, helmet-free. The ship has an incredible 17 windows, and passengers won't be able to resist being drawn towards the undeniable, euphoric beauty that lies beneath, as planet Earth looks right back at them in all her majesty. Whilst enjoying weightlessness
I know we're going to see
and the
point to point with
life-changing
Starship
view,
and everything,
the vehicle
but
is preparing
that's
itself for
within
re-entry
reason you
into
can't
the Earth's
conventional rocket,
atmosphere,
isn't it?
utilizing the second design innovation of Virgin Galactic
Yeah.
space system.
That's a
the
conventional one.
There's FPGs.
Re-entry is arguably the most challenging aspect of space travel and has largely been approached in two ways, with winged vehicles or with capsule spacecraft. The revolutionary aspect of Virgin Galactic feather technology is that it enables the vehicle to act like a winged vehicle when it is advantageous to be a winged vehicle, and then behave as a capsule when a capsule design gives you the advantage.
Odyssey,
On the way to space, the spaceship folds in half, with the booms moving upward to a
The answer to that
60-degree
is
position
6
as our
passengers
pilots put the vehicle
plus
into
2
an
pilots.
elegant backflip. This points the windows straight back
Hence
towards
the
Earth,
three
offering
lots of windows
passengers
there, if
astounding
you
and
see on the
unobstructed
screen there.
views. This maneuver also allows the vehicle to behave like a capsule on re-entry,
Yep.
spreading the
Windows are
friction
really
heat
nice.
generated from
Views up
re-entering
there.
the Earth's atmosphere
Yeah,
across
very
the
nice
entire
windows
underside
are
of the
nice 'cause you
spaceship,
can actually
and
grab a hold of
aerodynamically
the window,
enabling it
hold
to
yourself,
reorient itself from
kinda
any
in front of
position.
it so you can look out.
Once the ship has slowed down and
Very-
starts
very
to travel through the
thoughtful
thicker parts
design
of the Earth's
to
atmosphere, where a winged
maximize
vehicle
the
is advantageous for maneuverability,
And that re-entry
the booms come
stuff
back down
really
from their feather position,
really unusual,
and the
but
spaceship gently glides back home, safely and smoothly.
Yeah, I agree.
Ensuring a thrilling yet comfortable ride for those on board.
It's interesting that
and
it only
landing
has
on
the
the
2
same
wheels
runway
and
it took off from.
the front skid plate
A
is
truly
kind of great,
extraordinary
same way that,
design, fit for
Dream
an
Chaser
out-of-this-world experience.
Sierra Nevada.
Wow, that is some next level space engineering.
See
I
what they
love
do with
how
Spaceship
its
3.
re-entry is feathered,
Yeah.
just like Richard's hair. And I imagine it must be an
Do you have any
emotional,
idea when
life-changing
that
moment
comes
to
out?
experience zero G and see our
Been
fragile planet floating
visually
in the depths
released
of
a few
space.
months ago, but
I
it
would go up in a
essentially
minute
looks
if my wife would
similar.
let me. How about you, Veronica?
Oh,
Just a
absolutely.
few
I mean, that
percent
would be an
bigger.
offer too good to refuse.
Yeah,
Now,
bigger
Chris,
vehicle,
I'm sure
essentially.
you'd agree that the experience that Richard is having right now is probably a lot more
I
comfortable
imagine we'll
than your
see
launches.
test flights of it fairly
Yeah, I had a
soon.
chance to fly as part of the space shuttle crew twice, and then I flew on the Russian
You need to
ship
get
as the
a
pilot once. And it's a little
Starlink on,
capsule, like they were talking
board the
about
plane
winged
there.
and capsule vehicles. But both of them
Signal's
needed a
cutting out.
rocket to get them up above the atmosphere. And the beauty of what Sir Richard and his crew are
It's going to
doing
be
now
absolutely
is that
perfect up
they've
until
had the
release, and then we'll
mothership Eve to
lose
carry them
everything,
gently
our
up.
connection
So,
will.
yeah, they're much more comfortable than I was.
Well,
at this
enjoy the
stage,
live stream.
getting ready for
We've
the
lost
second
feed.
engine and the rockets to ignite there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
that
And
didn't go as
Kelly, now I
planned.
know you've experienced zero-G already in some parabolic flights.
It's all
Your
good for
spaceflight
now.
will
For
surely
now,
be
fingers
an
crossed.
extension,
Yeah,
right, of that zero-G
fingers
time.
crossed.
What are you most looking forward to in terms of
Maybe
conducting
they will
experiments
invest
in
in
that environment?
Starlink if the
Yeah,
stream
exactly.
fails.
Like Veronica said, I've done a number of parabolic research flights here on Earth where the aircraft
What did I
takes
speak
this
too
roller
soon
coaster
there?
profile to simulate zero-G seconds at a time. But during a dedicated research mission with Virgin Galactic, I am most looking forward to that continuous, uninterrupted minutes worth of microgravity exposure
Okay, they are
to do
at
my
the
experiments. It's just
46,000
an
feet
unprecedented
now.
time. The next generation of researchers and scientists are going to be flying with their payloads, and I'm so excited for what's to come.
Yeah, they're
Yes,
actually
definitely
climbing.
excited for your space flight, and I'm very excited that
Yeah.
people can experience, not only that personal transformation on space flights,
I
but
think it's
also conduct
50, not
scientific
45,
research.
like
So
she
it's a
said.
really flexible platform. I am hearing from our Mission Control Center now that we are about six and a
Yeah,
half minutes out to release.
I
We're
do
getting
think
pretty
some
close.
planes
So
were
let's
at
go ahead and switch over to our
47,000, some
onboard
at
camera footage
over
for the whole portion of the
50,000.
flight here
So
until landing.
some
I am hearing
somewhere
we're in the
around
middle of our
there.
L-10 checks. And L-10 it means we're approximately 10 minutes out from the moment when Mothership Eve releases Spaceship Unity. And this is based on an estimated time of arrival to that release point. So timing may vary a little bit, but the closer we get to that point, the more accurate the estimate becomes. And right now we're about 6 minutes out. So up
Timing
until
and out too, by the way.
L-10, Eve is in full mothership mode, carrying Spaceship Unity to altitude and providing her,
Although
through
it's coming
essentially
back
an
down.
umbilical cord
Come back down.
with electrical power,
Yeah, looks
system
like it.
heat, and cabin pressurization. And this air is conditioned, so we can keep folks cool on the ground for hot summer days like today, and heated at high altitudes where things get a little bit cooler to keep the pilots and the passengers comfortable. So at L-10, Spaceship Unity switches to her own battery power for avionics and control systems and performs electrical checks,
Their stream is
feather
lagging a
system
bit. Maybe
checks,
they
flight
didn't
control
do a
checks,
test
and
stream.
more. And about each
We've
check
learned how
here.
important that is around here.
These days, more and more systems are becoming automated, especially in aircraft and spacecraft.
a quick
And what's
test
really
stream
exciting about the
about
Virgin
3
Galactic
hours
spaceflight
before we went
system
live.
is that our crew truly
Yeah,
are hands-on with the piloting
652,000
throughout the
watching
flight.
the Virgin Galactic
Oh, there's
stream.
Sir Richard Branson now. It's so
That's a
exciting
few.
to see them in the back. I'm sure they are just getting incredibly excited.
The man himself.
And of course, as mentioned earlier, we have Dave and
Let's
Mike
see
up
if we
front.
hear
We have
from
an
him.
amazing team of pilots here, and they just love to pilot a vehicle that is arguably the most exciting vehicle in the world to fly. And I imagine, this also provides passengers with an additional level of comfort,
Took the
knowing
tea
they
count
have
away.
crew members with them throughout the duration of the flight. There they are again, just moments away at this point. It's looking like we're about 4 minutes and 20 seconds out now.
And it's back. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
All right, so I am hearing from our Mission
bet we're gonna
Control
see
Center
some
that we have L-4 checks in work now, so we just passed the
post-launch
4-minute mark.
4
At
minutes.
this point, the pilots are ensuring the
they've got
spaceship is in its
so many
launch
cameras on that
configuration.
thing, but they're
After
only
going through the
showing us
various
a few of them.
L-10 checks, just confirming all settings are back in their place and go for launch. Now, this is also the point when Spaceship Unity will isolate her air supply from Eve and prime the rocket motor by opening the backup oxidizer valve.
I
And
would
once
have
these
thought it would go a
actions are
bit
complete,
faster
the
than
pilots are going to
380,
seek clearance
but
for release from MCC. And that's shorthand for our Mission Control Center.
Yeah.
We have 2 MCCs supporting today. Our primary Horizon is located here at Spaceport America, and they're being supported by the Oculus Mission Control Center at our manufacturing
working on
base
it.
in Mojave, California. These teams consist of experts across various departments and disciplines
heard
within
me.
the company,
Throttle
and
up.
they're verifying checks with the crew today every step of the way. All right, and I've just heard from MCC that our L-4 checks are complete. We are roughly 3 minutes out from release at this point. It's getting really exciting. I don't know about you all, but I can feel the anticipation building just watching the screen and looking at their faces. Look at that, they've already got big
So we're going
smiles
to see the vehicle
on.
drop, the engine kick in, and then just
And
see
we
it
have
do that
just received
arch
clearance
and
for
swoop up
release
into
on
space.
time from Mission Control Center. So we are 2 minutes and 30 seconds out now. I can only imagine what it would be like to be on board. This must be incredibly exciting for the crew. We're about 2 minutes out now, and once we get to the 30-second point, Spaceship Unity is going to arm the launch pylon. And then once we get to that designated point, the mothership pilots are actually the ones that engage the release, setting Unity free. So we have actions for both the mothership pilots and the spaceship pilots, so they're in coordination and all agree on the launch.
392 miles an hour now. That's Mach 0.5.
Yeah, it's a hugely exciting and focused moment right now.
Getting closer, getting closer.
Definitely. 1 minute and 30 seconds. The spaceship pilots are also going to push the stick all the way forward to prepare for release. And things happen pretty quickly after the release. So the pilots are going to light the rocket motor and they're going to accelerate in level flight until they reach Mach 1, at which point they'll start what we call the gamma turn, where we turn directly up and head to space. 1 minute to release now. It's getting real.
1 minute.
Is everybody ready?
45 seconds.
Will they hold the launch if I'm not?
Getting pretty exciting.
seconds. The Spaceship Unity pilots are arming the launch pylon
30
now.
seconds.
We are armed for release. 20 seconds.
Here we go.
10 seconds.
10.
Here we go.
5, 3, 2, 1. Release, release, release. Clean release. Ignition. Good rocket motor burn. There's Mach 1 trimming now.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, a bit of a wobble there.
Trim complete. Unity is
not
pointed
the
directly
smoothest
up
ride.
and heading to space. Things are looking great. We are 25 seconds into the burn now, approaching Mach 2. 30 seconds, Mach 2.
Yeah, you can see it swing side to
Everything's
side,
looking really
fighting
good and stable.
that wind and everything.
40 seconds.
Yep.
45 seconds. 50 seconds, approaching Mach 3. There's Mach 3. And 60 seconds, and that is a full duration burn, folks. We are headed to space. And the passengers in the back have been cleared to unstrap. Our predicted apogee is 279,000 feet and climbing.
Cool shots.
So the velocity
pilots
from
are
that
now unlocking
short
the
burn
feather
there will just carry it on
and,
to the edge of space.
As soon as they do that,
Yeah.
it's going to initiate a backflip for Spaceship Unity. This is normal. We want those windows pointed down towards the Earth to maximize that incredible view.
And the camera is pretty much cut. There we go.
So feather is
Yeah, I
coming up
wonder
now,
if we
and the
get
pilots
views
are also
from inside the
enabling
capsule.
the RCS, or Reaction
plane.
Control System, which is what they'll use to control the attitude of the vehicle while we're outside the atmosphere.
don't want the ground shot. We want
All
on
right,
board.
feather is all the way up. We are at about 250,000 feet now and climbing. As soon as we cross the boundary to space, we'll hear a word from our founder, Sir
The
Richard
ground shot, or
Branson.
is that from the plane? Somebody using a PTZ camera or something?
Welcome to Space
Maybe.
Unity 22.
So
If that's
they
from the
are in
ground,
space.
that's a pretty good shot. I don't think that's from the ground. Could be, though.
So when we see this
So it
speed
doesn't sound
there
like
on
we're
the screen reach almost zero, that's when the
recording things
apogee
on
at the
board
highest
today,
point.
and
Yep,
we'll be sure to
it was
capture his
around
magical words and share them with the world when they're
282,000
available.
feet.
We reached apogee 282,000 feet. Remember the day, remember where you are, and remember who you shared this
So
with.
that's
And remember
around
the name
just shy
Virgin
of
Galactic,
86
because
kilometers.
today space is virgin territory. The culmination of a life's work, more than a half a century since the world rejoiced in and was transformed by humans leaving planet Earth, Sir Richard Branson fulfills his long-held dream of experiencing space with his crew. Congratulations again,
And that
Richard, and
feathered
congratulations
drop now.
also to Sarisha and Colin on becoming astronauts today. And welcome back to space to Dave, Mike, and Beth. Oh, you can see him now?
It's a foot.
Just a short view.
So we are on the re-entry portion of our flight now, and the mission specialists are heading back to their seats. Our training team has worked really hard on this portion of the flight to make it very natural and intuitive for passengers. Now, when we talk about space travel, a lot of people know and expect the boost portion of the flight to be loud and thrilling, but what's interesting is re-entry is also very
Coming in at
similar,
Mach 2.5,
as supersonic
still a
air
lot
is
of speed
flowing
there.
over the vehicle in the feathered configuration. Shock
Yeah,
waves form on
I
top of the
wonder how
cabin,
many
which are
G-forces
audible to
there
those
are.
inside. And for those of you on site watching on the ground, you should be able to hear a double sonic boom as Spaceship Unity once again breaks the sound barrier.
Atmosphere already getting quite thick again. They are under 30 kilometers in height, or 80 to 90,000 feet.
In terms of G's, though, probably not too many at this moment in time because
All
they're
right,
essentially
folks, we are now
fallen.
subsonic. Just under
Yeah, I
75,000
think it's
feet
not
in
that
altitude.
bad.
It might go up to, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 or something like that. It'll put very push as they level out for flight.
Yeah, I think even the Dragon capsule won't get to 5G, so this could be even
Now, also
lower.
note too, this is our first time transmitting HD camera data down to the ground and then out to a global live stream. So please do see some drops in the feed, but we still have some really great ground footage coming in here. Oh, there we go. Now we can see
bit
that is
wobbly.
the tail cone of Unity. And the pilots are lowering the feather now.
Fighting to keep it level.
Now, as the
Yeah.
feather comes down, the nose of
That
spaceship
thing
is going to
spins,
drop.
it's that game
This
over.
is normal and expected. Once that
Yep.
feather's down and locked, the pilots will begin
It's
a gentle
interesting
pull up
that,
to a level attitude.
part of
And
the
I'm hearing the
reason
feather
why
is
the-
down and locked now.
Looking like a plane now.
Yeah.
side
So at
wings
this
are
point,
shaped that way
Spaceship Unity is a glider,
if it-
so it's
even if
all
it
about
enters the
balancing her
atmosphere
potential
upside
and kinetic
down,
energy.
the
So if the
wings
pilots
will
want to go
actually
faster,
flip
they
the
point the
plane
nose down,
over,
and if they want to go slower, they bring the
because
nose
of their
up.
shape and ride it. In theory, anyway.
And right now I'm hearing the crew's listening to a special
Nice glide
soundtrack
back
for the
to
glide.
the
It's the
spaceport
latest
runway now.
release from Khalid, a track called New Normal. And all of us will get to hear that on Earth during our celebration, so stick around for
Okay,
that.
so I just checked. They may go up to 6 Gs at some point of the ride.
I don't know about you all, but I am still feeling overwhelmed and excited about what we just witnessed. And there's one person in particular who's got to be
hand and
having
foot shake.
all
Yep,
of the feels
Branson
right now.
seems
You
happy.
can see him sending a congratulatory shake to
Yeah,
his
I can
passenger,
sell
Colin
this.
Bennett, there with him. Let's see if we
That's
can
a new one.
connect with the crew again here.
Yeah.
Is manual dump to 200.
So, Richard, you just went to space. This has got to be the ultimate birthday present for you.
We're up to almost 30 people watching on
What was it like?
Odyssey. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you very much, everyone, for watching.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see if we hear from Mr. Branson himself. But
All right, folks, again, sorry, we're not
Maybe
getting
when
that
back on the
transmission
ground.
through the live broadcast.
Yeah.
But
On
again, we
Odyssey,
do have lots of
Dan
recording
Solo
devices
was
aboard the spaceship,
talking about
and we will
the
be sure
seat
to release some
numbers. So
footage
yeah,
of
this
Richard and the
probably
crew up
didn't
there
have
today.
the full seats. So there's probably total of 8 with 6 passengers and 2 pilots.
Just coming into land now. But while we've got everyone here, if you do want to support us, head over to patreon.com/total space. Over there, you can sign up, pay as little as you want or as much as you want. Exclusive access to episodes and so much more. And you can speak to some of the space industry experts that we've had on the show directly, such as Nazari's essay and everything else. But hope you enjoyed the live stream today.
Also, we have a merch store, so you can get your Miko fan club shirts and things. That's
All right, so I'm so happy we could catch a little part of that. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay in the transmission there. It does have a long way to travel. But you could tell by the smiles on their faces, they just had the ride of their lives. We are so excited for them to land and party the rest of the day with like astronauts in the typical Virgin fashion.
Our fearless leader is putting together some new merch ideas as well. So that will be updated from time to time. So go check it out. See if there's anything there that interests you.
So we are at 22,000
we're always looking for help as well. So if any of you creative guys out there, feel free to reach out to us on Twitter or whatever it may
right
be.
now are discussing their energy management plan, and pretty shortly here they'll be meeting up with our Chase aircraft with Jamil and Patrick to get some really cool visuals of Spaceship Unity.
Because we're a large community of space nerds or space nuts,
now,
if you
as
like.
the crew and Spaceship make their way across the desert, they are
We don't
gliding
keep
over
it too
one of the most
exclusive,
remarkable
so the more the
landscapes in
merrier
the
we
United
see
States
it.
and
So
the
feel free to
largest
reach
desert
out
in North
and
America, the Chihuahuan Desert.
join the journey.
The area around Spaceport includes more than 6,000 square miles of restricted airspace and high desert, which is
And
one of
yeah,
the
we
reasons
like
it was
all
built here.
space.
And of
Virgin
course, our future
Galactic,
astronauts
Blue
will be able to
Origin,
take in so much of
even
that natural
SpaceX.
beauty. And, you know, of course, we also have White Sands
Well
nearby.
said.
White Sands National Park is just to our east.
Yeah, we talk
it's
about
visible
everything
right
here.
over
We
the
talk
Black
about,
Range Mountains.
all the
White
different
Sands, of
programs,
course, has been the
ISRO,
backdrop for so many
China,
films, commercials, and music videos,
Japan,
and it's known for having
ESA,
the
NASA,
largest gypsum dune field
SpaceX,
on the
Blue
planet.
Origin, ULA. We talk about all of it. So if it's a rocket, we pretty much think it's cool. So we like to talk about it, compare them, and whatnot. So we have some very fun conversations.
So also nearby is the Oregon Mountain Desert Peaks National Monument, and that's nearly 500,000 acres of protected land that our guest families will be able to experience. And even though temperatures can hit the triple digits in the summer here, we also have cool desert days. And fortunately, our pilots and crew can stay comfortable thanks to their spacesuits.
Just
They were
under
designed with our technical
14,000
spaceware
feet coming
partner
into
Under
land now.
Armour, and they're absolutely beautiful, as you can see on the crew there. They're lightweight and made
Yep,
of flight
I
grid
think
knitted
they will land
fabrics, which
within a
forms
few
the spacesuit
minutes.
and also helps regulate their body temperature.
But yeah, this flight pretty much started the new age of space tourism. And a week from now, Blue Origin will do theirs.
So also to commemorate this flight from New Mexico,
Slightly
we reached
different,
out
just
to the
goes
Zia
straight up and
Pueblo,
down,
who gave
but
us permission to use
nevertheless,
their sun
all
symbol
exciting.
on our spaceship.
Oh, absolutely.
The symbol is also part of
And
New
then
Mexico state flag,
within
and it's
few
embedded with
months, we
symbolic
will be
meaning.
seeing
The number
the
4 is sacred
inspiration
to the Zia
for
people,
mission
and
from
the emblem
SpaceX.
represents the 4 directions,
Yes,
the 4
yes.
seasons,
And we will
the 4
certainly
times
do
of
our
day,
best to,
and the 4 phases of life.
live
We are honored
stream
and proud
any
to
of
feature
these
this perfectly
events that
balanced
come
symbol
up.
on Spaceship
We're trying
Unity's
to
tail
stream more
cone,
and more
as we
often.
also celebrate our new
So,
home.
you know, stay in touch with us, and hopefully we'll be streaming more things that interest you.
Oh, you can see the chase in the background there outside of Richard's window. The pilots are coordinating
on the
with
left
Chase
there,
now
following
and
along.
discussing their energy management plan. They're at about 9,500 feet in altitude, and the runway out here at Spaceport America is around 4,600 feet in altitude.
Just the runway there, just circling round.
Yep, trying to get the best time for landing.
All right, we have 3 landing gear down and
I
locked.
think this will be it, like. Yeah.
Now, the
coming
pilots
in.
are going to be landing on runway 34 today,
Cool
so that's
shots.
coming from the south and towards the north for those of you on site watching. And for the
As
non-pilots
Miko
tuning
mentioned
in,
earlier
those
on,
numbers
it's got the 2
represent the
wheels there,
first
but
2
the
numbers
front
of
is
the
actually
magnetic
just
heading of the
a skid
runway.
plate.
So, for example, 34 is 340 degrees on your compass. We are just about 1,000 feet above the field now and on final. 500 feet above the
There it
runway.
comes.
300 feet. Over the threshold.
Just a nice steady 200 mile an hour, and it's slowing down even more as it comes in.
I think that's actually
Main
the
gear
carrier
touchdown.
plane.
And
The
we're going to hold it
altitude
just like this
and
for a
the
minute
speed
before
that's
bringing the nose down.
there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Can see they're already celebrating inside there.
Well,
And
that's
the nose is
misleading,
coming
isn't
down
it?
now.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. They were talking about
Nose gear
500 feet and it
touchdown.
says 5,000. Yeah,
And braking.
weird.
Oh, the numbers are
Well,
lagging because they're glitching out there.
yeah, maybe their system is a bit broken.
Can't decide which one
Well,
they're.
everything can't work for the first flight.
It's going 1.7 million miles an hour just then.
Yeah.
Look at that incredible
a little
drone
fast.
footage here as we come in.
Or maybe the
And
altitude is
there
from the sea
is full
level.
stop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Zero that out, though,
landing.
wouldn't you? You
Virgin
wouldn't keep it
Galactic 4 mission
4,600,
specialists on
would you?
board from our
And
operational
that's
home
done and
base,
sorted.
Spaceport
Absolutely
America.
fantastic.
A beautiful day of
Safe.
flight. What a moment.
Tango
Congratulations
Delta.
to everybody on board, and of course our very own Spaceship Unity, who returned to space
Congratulations,
today.
Virgin
And of course, we
Galactic.
also saw beautiful flying from our Eve crew, CJ and Kelly, and brilliant work by our chase pilots, Jamil and Patrick, all of whom are still in the air right now. Great
I
job
can't
to you
wait
all.
to see the system over in the UK. It'll absolutely be amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Absolutely amazing.
there it is. More than half a century since the world rejoiced when humans first achieved spaceflight, Richard Branson fulfills his dream of experiencing space travel. Congratulations to Richard and Virgin Galactic. Congratulations also to Colin Bennett and Sarisha Bandla on becoming astronauts.
Fairly sure there'll be an
And also a
announcement
welcome
fairly
back to
soon
space
from
for David
Richard
Mackay,
Branson
Mike
and everyone
Masucci,
soon.
and Beth Moses.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, stay tuned, folks. We will be hearing more from our astronauts later in the broadcast, and we also have a special musical performance to celebrate today's milestone.
This is where
but
you're
first,
muted, Joy.
let's hear some thoughts on the flight. Chris, you've returned from space several times now, both on a capsule and a space shuttle. How does this landing compare to the landings you've experienced?
Yeah, Joey has disappeared.
Well, obviously, that's a much more gentle landing than a capsule on my Soyuz flight. The shuttle 2 times is quite similar to what the crew just went through.
Yeah.
But for them, of course, it's such a personal experience now. And what are they going to do with this? How are they going to take this amazing view of the Earth
we'd
that
like
they
to
just
listen
had,
to it. We'll probably get video took off because of copyright.
The kind of brave new nature of what this whole team has just accomplished.
Yeah,
how are they going to now make that part of who they are, and how are they going to share this experience with other people?
We'll wait when
that's what's going through their minds right now. I'm so proud of the whole team. That was an amazing accomplishment.
It was epic.
Yeah, now that
and,
they have
somebody who has
gone
spent
to
like
space,
4,000 hours in
we
space,
can actually
is it?
talk
Yeah.
about the 80
How do you
kilometer
feel
or
about
100
a space
kilometer
line
line.
for the Earth opening?
So the Karman line stands for international
There we go.
kind of limit for space. It's basically everywhere but United States, where NASA and the Air Force says 80 kilometers is space. And they have already been thinking about changing the altitude down to 80 kilometers because it's really only at 80 kilometers when the spacecraft really start to deorbit. So I think it would be fair to change it, as the 100 kilometers was just a round number.
Yeah, just a round number. And there's, there are a lot of people who know a lot more about this than I do that are in on the debate, and it seems like for the most part the ones that want to stick to the 100 kilometers are the ones that like to use rulers, shall we say, and measure things. The battle of inches. And there's really, as far as atmosphere goes, there's really no difference, no significant difference between 80 kilometers and 100 kilometers.
Yep, Tech 10.
Not really.
Indeed, Richard Branson won. First of the billionaires to go to space.
So in just a minute or two, we'll see the that Land Rover with the tow right on cue. That'll just attach to the front skid, I believe, and just lift it up, and then it can just tow it away.
Yeah.
Nice and easy. I suppose that's the benefit of having that skid on the front. They can essentially just clamp it on there, lift it up by a foot or two, and then just wheel it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
looks like the vehicle is actually safer than, for example, the space shuttle, where they had to have protective suits for dangerous substances.
Yeah.
Well, you saw right after it came to a complete stop, it did quite a bit
Welcome
of
back, Joey.
The ISS for about 5 months at one point, right? Did the view out the window ever get old?
Gosh, no. At the end of my 5 months on the space station, we were getting back into our ship, just sort of like the crew returned today. And just before I got into my spacesuit, I went over to the window just to try and soak up a little more of that incredible perspective. The world is so generously beautiful. And you see it in
part
a
of the
whole new
vehicle
way. You
there,
can see
probably
for
to get to
thousands of
the
miles in each
part of the
direction.
service and
you can see the curvature
controls
of our
and everything by the looks of it. Just
of
below the
where we all
windows
live
at the front
suddenly
there.
becomes part of who you are. And right up to the last second, I was there with my nose print on the
hopping right in there.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, now that you see some people around the vehicle, it's actually pretty
you took like
big.
thousands of photos up there too, right? I mean, does that even give you a glimpse of what it was like as a reminder to be up there? Is it...
I know the video today was a little glitchy, but we've got all the recorders on board.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
What the crew's going to have now, of course, is their own personal memories, and then the way to sort of catalyze them again and be able to watch those videos and think about.
One of the commenters on Odyssey, it's worth mentioning Sir Richard Branson is 70 years old, gives me hope for a flight myself.
Who they are.
So yeah, they still have 30 years to go. I don't quite have 30 years,
so
but
it'll be great to see the videos that they recorded on board.
Absolutely,
it's
and
possible.
that richness sticks with you too. And you have a TED talk
30 years and a bit more.
that you talked about. Well,
Plus
a lot of things,
some
right?
cash to
Overcoming
get you up
fear,
there.
walking through spider webs. But also, my favorite part of it
maybe
was
we'll be
you
successful
talked about
here on
Great
YouTube.
achievement. Sir Richard being 70 years old and went to space, became an astronaut.
I really hope, and I'm sure that our
Nice shot of the inside there, all the crew and everything.
for you?
Yeah, I've been so lucky
Nice.
to see the world from that point of view, and as one of the very first human beings to have the responsibility and the privilege of being up there, and to have a vehicle like Virgin just put up today that is allowing more eyes than just my two to see it, to understand not just the geology of the world.
The question is now, when's the next one?
All 7 billion of us, and we're
We
on
want
board
more.
this spaceship of Earth.
Yep,
We can actually
indeed.
get a palpable sense of that from on board the ship.
I would guess
And,
we
the crew
may
of,
see
Unity,
couple more flights
22nd
this year
flight here
even.
today, they now have that inside of them.
I know Virgin
all the
Orbit is
subsequent crews,
doing
Kelly,
a
when you
couple
fly
more
as
launches
well,
this year.
You're going to have a chance.
It'll be
to sort of
interesting to
shift
see
your permanent
who
perspective
announces their
of how all this
price
works.
first.
Go from being a
I think they're both
two-dimensional
waiting for the
human
other one to
now
announce their
suddenly
price
really
first so they can
understanding
beat
the
it.
3 dimensions and what this planet truly looks like.
We're £1,000 cheaper.
It's going to do us all good. As many people can see that.
Penny
as
cheaper,
possible.
something daft like that. Elon
Yeah, I
will do
was
that.
just gonna say.
And, Kelly, I know you're going to be conducting a lot of experiments on board while you fly with Virgin
This is
Galactic.
240 hours.
Look out the window and enjoy that too, right?
I'm going to have to carefully
You know he's gotta
choreograph
do it.
precious time at that window just to soak
Yep.
it in and enjoy the moment and be in the moment.
Definitely. And while we're waiting for our crew to disembark now, can you actually tell us a little bit
But,
about your
Blue Origin
experiments?
Yeah,
pretty much lost the
absolutely.
race,
So I'm gonna
yeah,
be flying
as
hot air and fluid
Jackson said
experiments,
there
on
over on
board my
YouTube.
research
But if
flight.
you
This one
guys
is the
listening in, if you've got any
Astroscan.
questions, feel free
It's
to
a
drop them in the
wearable
chat.
sensor
We'll try and
system
answer as many
designed
questions as
to
we can while
monitor
watching
how
here.
spaceflight affects the human body.
Yeah.
On
The cool thing
Odyssey
about
or
it is the
YouTube,
Astroscan is
watching,
currently
keep an eye on
worn
both
board
of
the
them.
International Space Station by astronauts.
Yep,
But my flight will
absolutely.
be the first time that we're collecting data during launch, reentry, and landing. So I'm really excited to contribute to some novel data collection for the next generation of astronauts. Another experiment I'm flying is a fluid experiment designed to evaluate the behavior of liquid in a confined environment in microgravity. That's also going to be fun because I'm going to be interacting with a fluid cell that has a camera attached to it, and data collected from that experiment can help inform
Yeah,
new
good point,
technologies
Christopher.
related to life support systems.
Space
or
flight
novel
will be
designs for
routine
syringes
when
for
there are
administering
no
medicine in
live
space.
streams of
So
it
I'm very
or
excited
of
for the
each one of
opportunity
those.
to take my payloads
Yeah.
with me to space.
That was just constantly
Well,
live
that's so cool.
streaming.
I am hearing that our
Tired.
Chief Medical Officer, Tara
Yeah.
Castleberry, is approaching the vehicle now, and
Yeah,
they're
there
going
will
to do a
come a
medical
point
debrief
when
with the crew.
rocket
So we'll see that
launches
here
and
momentarily.
space tourism
And our
are
crew is
so
actually going to join us
every
later in the
day that
broadcast, where they will receive
won't
their
see very
astronaut
many
wings. So, Chris, I'm sure you
streams
have
and
a vivid
whatnot.
memory of the day you
Just when
received
something
your
new
wings.
happens.
Yeah, wings that we wear on our chest, they're a measure.
But we do have some
of-
really
of
interesting
the
launches
lifetime
coming up this year.
work.
But
And
yeah,
then
SpaceX has been
purpose
making the
and-
space flight
and
a bit more routine. I remember I was watching many of their streams a couple of times after the live stream, but now, yeah, there's every few days there is a Starlink launch, so if you catch it live, nice. If you don't, may have to rewatch it, but not necessarily anymore.
Part of who I am for the rest of my life. And so it's a huge honor for me that I'm going to be part of that ceremony for these folks that just flew now.
I was just going to say, now you get to return that honor to the crew today. It's so exciting.
As we
and you have a
mentioned
really
earlier on,
important
now
role to
they've
help present
got
those
that
astronaut
vehicle
wings. So we're all looking forward to
about to be
seeing
towed
that.
away and everything.
As our
They'll
pilots
take it
and
back
passengers
to the
prepare
hangar,
to
probably
make their
strip
way
it all
back to
down,
spaceport, let's
take
hear
that
a little bit
entire
more about
engine
our
unit
special
out as we
musical
saw
guest who
earlier
will
on when they were in
celebrate their arrival.
in the hangar there when we were chatting away.
Thanks,
Put a
Veronica.
new
And if you thought
engine
that
unit
was
back in
incredible,
there.
folks,
Get it prepped
someday
for
you're going
the
to tell
next
your
flight,
grandchildren that
maybe
you
later
were
this year,
watching the
but
live stream
nothing's been
when
said
Virgin
yet.
Galactic and Richard Branson first launched into space.
Yeah.
And they'll say,
I
you know,
wouldn't
Mima,
be
you've told that
surprised if
story 100
they
times. But then
announce
you'll
new
say, even the
launch
part about
dates
Khalid performing the song
even
New Normal
next
for the
week.
first time, and then they'll sit up excitedly and they'll say, really?
Yeah.
You were there?
And
And
then
you'll say yes.
obviously moving towards
Because, ladies and
Spaceship
gentlemen,
3, whether
here to
they
debut his
keep
new single, New
Spaceship
Normal,
2s for smaller
welcome to the
flights,
stage, El
for
Paso's
like the
very
likes of,
own
because they've got a partnership with NASA, I believe, now, for astronauts, training and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful little stage there.
Right up your street,
So
Joey.
we probably
Sounding
want to kill this so we don't get a copyright strike. We'll watch, but we won't listen. But coming up here, we have, in about 9 days, potentially we have New Shepard 16, where Jeff Bezos is going to come in second place for second billionaire in space.
Yeah, they've got a pretty big show.
And then potentially on the 30th of July, we have ULA launching the Starliner for Orbital Flight Test 2. So, and then there's a
Hopefully
number
that
of
one's
other
successful.
things potentially this month.
Yeah.
Much as everyone hits on Starliner and everything else, we do need the 2 crew vehicles for the likes of the International Space Station and more into the future, essentially. Because you can't rely on the SpaceX's Dragon capsule, as nice as it is, as well designed as it is, and everything like that. If that one fails for whatever reason, and they have to keep it off the cards for a little bit until they do more investigations, what are you going to use? You need a second option. That's why they got Starliner in there, amongst all the other vehicles. Obviously, you got Roscosmos with their vehicle and everything, but America needs essentially 2 or more vehicles to get to and from space.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, this is a good thing to have more vehicles. We can have a favorite. We don't have to say what the favorite is, but we do need more than one option. And you know, for a long time we only had the Soyuz capsule. Now we've got more options and more options coming soon.
Yeah, and Starliner is pretty big, considering when you compare it to the Dragon capsule. Starliner is actually just slightly smaller than the Orion capsule for SLS. So both look fairly similar in the shape and everything, like the old traditional capsules and everything. But Starliner is just shy of Orion. So
Yeah.
plenty of room in there.
Yeah, it's plenty roomy, but also I've heard it's a bit more difficult to get inside the Starliner than the Dragon capsule, where SpaceX has really gotten the design correct.
Yeah, it's just that design element, isn't it? Just the layout of the interior and everything.
Yeah.
He's doing a second song.
Yeah, looks like we are streaming music now.
No, I muted them when they started playing music. I muted the feed. We won't get a copyright strike for visuals, but we will get a copyright strike for playing the song. or potentially could. I don't want to take the chance.
I mean, it's nice that they've made a bit of a show of it and stuff like that, but sometimes you just want to see the thing fly and land and talk to the engineers. But I suppose there's some people out there who want a bit more of a show and a bit more presentation, a bit more pizzazz and everything. But I'd rather just see the technical side.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings on it because I work in the industry of putting on shows. So I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, I know what kind of truss that is. They've got video wall panels wrapping it. I know that kind of light that's on top of the towers. I know that the stage they're playing on is really hard not to scratch. They've got a bunch of scratches in it.
Christopher, I really hope not. I hope they won't be doing a concert every time.
Oh, no. It's like, yeah, your music's good. Come on, we want to speak to Richard Branson.
Yeah.
I want to know if Elon's really there or not, or if it was just hype.
But yeah, also with the next flights, we probably won't be hearing from the crew right after the flight anymore.
And hopefully, this is the last one he's going to play.
Yeah.
Then we can get back to some proper content.
Yeah, good point. For $250,000, why wouldn't you get a concert?
Yeah? Yeah, that is a good point. Better get front row seats, too. Or at least letterbox. Those fog machines can't keep up with the breeze.
Just see it blown off into the distance and not across the stage.
They're going to fog up the whole valley before they get enough fog on stage for their light effect.
Get a sandstorm or something, or a dust storm over there. Get a dust devil in there. Create some effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope they don't do this every time. Oh my god.
I mean, if I would go there to Spaceport America, I wouldn't mind the concert, but I don't see a point in live streaming it every time.
I think they're just doing it for this first one, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just for the very first one and everything.
Yeah.
Extra fanfare for winning the race.
I wonder who Jeff's got.
Jeff who?
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't heard about Khalid. Have you?
I know of him and everything, the music and everything, but not quite my music, but I've heard of him.
Yeah, I hadn't. I have no idea who this guy is.
But each to their own and everything. Everyone likes something different.
Yeah.
I personally don't listen to anything that's come out in the last 20 years.
Yeah, if I would fly on Virgin Galactic, I would definitely request a heavy metal concert.
Yeah. I'll buy a ticket if you bring out Nightwish. Oh, it looks like they're done. No, almost. Drummer's got to get those last 2 hits in.
Maybe this is the end.
Okay, I've brought the audio for the feedback in.
There it comes.
Nice.
Meanwhile,
somewhere in New Mexico.
Yeah, that's like a Land Rover commercial.
well, they are partnered up with them, so.
Yep. And that was the end of the commercial.
Is that all they're gonna give us? No, they're coming back.
No, they're playing it back again.
Yep.
I thought if this is a repeat or they're further down the runway.
Not sure.
Yeah, it's just a repeat.
I think so.
Yeah, that engine looks well and truly destroyed after that flight. All the corking up on the engine there, if you look.
Yeah, indeed.
There goes my battery.
Looks like Joey is changing a battery.
So for those of you just tuning in the past few minutes, Virgin Galactic have just successfully launched and landed and everything. Unity 22 spacecraft that's now being taxied back to the hangar, and Richard Branson and the other crew are just about to leave the craft, I believe, once it's back in the hangar. And then we're expecting some sort of presentation just in the next few minutes or so.
That was beautiful, man. I really enjoyed that.
Absolutely.
One of the lyrics in your new song was, I never imagined, I never predicted, how far...
Hopefully by the time Joyce switches his battery over.
What did you think of the whole thing today?
Super nerve-wracking. Honestly, it's a
No
dream
pressure.
to even be here, so I'm so thankful. And like you said, look how far we've came just as humanity. That was so memorable, so historic. We went to space.
Weird noises in the Virgin Galactic stream.
Youngest person ever to have reached, 20 billion streams, I think, on Spotify?
Yeah.
So where do you think we are in history? What does this mean for you?
For me, I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful, and it seems surreal. And I think that's kind of how we all feel about the times right now. It's super surreal, but it's true. It's our new normal. So we're going to have to get used to it because we're going to see a lot more to come.
What are you dreaming of doing in your life?
I dream that I get the confidence to go up there, too.
That'd be great. And I think you tweeted out, if you went to space, what would you take with you? So I'm
I would.
You take?
One of my best friends gave me a crystal for my birthday. I would.
While they're chatting away there, hopefully see them
really cherish my friends.
Leave the vehicle soon.
That was just beautiful listening to you on stage, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
delighted to have a chance to get to know
Yeah,
you.
do you
and to
think they
share
are still in the
something so
vehicle,
magnificent
or
with you here
did
today.
they actually catch another ride
I've been lucky enough
already?
to fly in space myself, and you are going to love
I would
the
think they will come and chat in the same place where the concert was held.
Watching the world turn under
Unreal.
you. And what we really need is ships like this one that's behind us that can let people get up there, people with your
and make
kind
it
of
conventional
talent,
for everyone to go.
but
up
your
there.
kind of talent to then
thank you.
share it in a way that other people can really understand.
Oh, you're too nice. Thank you. I really appreciate
So
that.
I'm really excited. You think maybe, I mean, you're one of the great singer-songwriters. Do you think maybe some of the stuff...
Considering social distancing, it's a bit close.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. It inspired me already.
They've been vaccinated, I'm sure.
It's just such a delight to see your talent
I hope.
in a place like this on a historic day.
So beautiful. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Congratulations
Yeah.
to you.
Thank you so much, Virgin Galactic, as well. Like, I really appreciate it, because none of this would have happened without you guys. Everybody, all the engineers, everybody working on set. I really appreciate it.
So, Khalid, you see right there's the door that you get in through, you know, and then you get into your seat, and then you could have a chance to go experience that for yourself.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
No doubt he'll be on the next flight.
Yeah, he could
To
be.
not just, you know, get up on stage and see all the thousands of people, but to get so far up and see the
It's
world.
like
It's just a
wonderful.
beautiful experience. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
Have
Thank you so
somebody
much.
able to join us here in just a second.
I
There
really
they
appreciate it.
come.
Thank you, guys.
Well done, man. Well done.
And we have him.
Hey everyone.
Hello, Mr. Total Space Nut.
Oh, how weird am I?
We've got Echo.
A few chrome in me. Problem solved. How amazing was that, guys?
That was fantastic.
Amazing.
On another level almost.
Just seemed just like clockwork, just straight up there, straight back down and come straight back. No issues.
Shame about their broadcasting guy.
Yeah. Well,
It's
it's
Starlink.
the first real live stream, so everything can go right for the first time.
Yeah, I think they had somebody new running their switcher.
I think somebody needs to take him round the back and doing an old yellow run.
See if they do the announcement here or.
I think it will be a few minutes before they actually talk.
I think I was quite upset at how little plane footage we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a
Well,
whole
I think
lot
we
of,
will get
a lot of
quite
B-roll.
good recordings after.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I think they will try to make it better for the next one.
Yeah.
I think start with a new production guy for the next stream will improve the quality no end.
Yeah.
Joey, on the stream, you seem to be getting really friendly with Ryan.
I was just trying to not be over people's faces.
Well, we just
that
witnessed the
better?
crew disembark from the spaceship, and what a hero!
It is.
And what a hero's welcome they received. That was so adorable, seeing all the friends and family greet them now officially as astronauts. Now we're gonna give them just a minute here to freshen up. They're entering Gaia now, which is what
Just
we call
incredible.
the
I
first
wonder
level
what
here at
Richard
Spaceport
Branson's going to
America.
announce
So, like I
now,
said, they're
because
gonna get
there's
an
this
opportunity
hype that
here
he's
to
going to.
freshen up. But while
Has
we're
anybody
waiting,
got any
let's
ideas?
hear
What do you think?
more about some of the other
I
Virgin
think they'll
companies
announce.
in our Virgin family.
I think they may even announce next couple of flights.
If we can do
If not
this,
today, next week even.
I think they'll announce upcoming flights and ticket price.
imagine what else we can do.
Because Sir Branson has claimed that he's got a big announcement after today's launch that gives everybody an opportunity to go to space.
Imagine where else we can go.
Maybe they're gonna do a.
Yeah, maybe there will
ticket
be some
giveaway.
kind of raffle where you can actually try to participate. Just like in the Inspiration 4 mission.
Hopefully we're not bidding for it.
Yeah.
Yes, don't do an auction.
Yeah, it would be pretty sad if in the UK you couldn't participate in the competition.
It would be very Richard Branson.
Yeah.
If we can share this.
Absolutely incredible. Just every moment of it, I was just in awe.
Just amazing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Totally.
We can.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Blue Origin one with Neil Shepard will be good, but I think just a bit more of an experience with the Virgin Galactic and everything.
It's so wonderful to see how all of the Virgin companies are making a difference in the world. Now, you saw some of our footage from our previous flights in
You
that
can
video
see
as
they've
well.
worked
Let's see
hard
some
on
highlights from today's
the
flight.
presentation of this, the live stream we're watching, and just the thing as a whole, everything from the suits they're wearing to how they board there and everything, and then the after show side of it kind of thing.
And
even
you can see
Colbert.
Richard getting out of his Land Rover, getting ready to board spaceship with
He's
the
got
crew.
everything.
And there they are, getting fastened into their seats and getting ready for takeoff.
Amazing. What a stunning piece of engineering that entire thing is.
Yeah.
Indeed it is.
And that gives it a lot of unique points with me. Like, I mean, Blue Origin will be a lot of fun, but it's
this is the first time we
pretty
actually see the takeoff.
Yeah, it's Blue Origin is typical rocket go up.
Just
and
a beautiful
this is
takeoff,
something
and I
that we
imagine
don't.
that's just so comfortable and intuitive
I mean,
for
we've
people
seen
to
it
experience
before,
on their way up
but
and give
it's
them, a way to
on a
contemplate
discontinued
what's
program, and
about
then
to
we've got
happen.
Virgin
And
Orbit and
there's
Virgin
release there,
Galactic
the exciting
doing
moment, lighting the rocket
know,
motor, and headed
aerial
to space.
launches, and that's just awesome.
That kick in there when the engines came on.
Yeah.
I mean, that moment Sir Richard realised that he made a design error in designing blue suits, not
This is
brown.
something only a handful of humans have ever experienced in the world, and for the first few hundred humans who
At least they
journeyed
aren't
in
chrome
space,
green.
their flights. Look at this. I mean, that footage is incredible.
Just floating in zero G.
Hopefully.
Their flights focused solely on function, but for the next generation of astronauts, we have this opportunity to optimize on experience, and there's just no one better to curate that experience than Richard Branson and Virgin Galactic. I mean, this is just the next
Little
generation
air
of
brake underneath
spaceflight.
there.
Absolutely, and customer service is certainly his specialty.
Even the
and,
skid
he
that
would
they've
do
got
everything in
is really
style
nice.
here, including that stylish landing on the same runway they took off of, and there it is now being towed back.
Yeah,
Again, this is
that
footage
shot will
from
be in the
today's
next
flight just
Land
moments
Rover
ago.
commercial.
Right now, we have our crew in Gaia, which is the first floor of our Spaceport America's Gateway to Space building. And we call this the Gateway to Space because it is literally the last building that human beings step foot in before becoming astronauts.
And these moments, like Richard has said, this is what it's all about. His grandchildren, the next generation. I mean, that generation is going to grow up with unprecedented inspiration, exposure, and access to space. It's going to fundamentally change the way we live, the way we see
And as
ourselves.
always, if there's any more questions anyone's got on YouTube or Odyssey, just feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll answer them
It's so
right here,
heartwarming
right
there
now
to see Richard
on the
with his
show.
grandchildren and his family. Back in 2018, on our very first space flight, he wrote a letter to his
Is it Virgin Galactic
grandchildren.
based or not?
Let's take a step back and see some history on that.
A letter to my grandchildren.
So would you guys do it even though it's not orbital? If you were given the opportunity, there was a lottery, you could get the ticket, would you go?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people hesitate about rockets and orbit, but this is suborbital. It's just a lot safer, isn't it? Like, I'd imagine this opens up an entire new market to those people that wouldn't go to orbit on a rocket, but would want to go to space.
It will deliver highs and lows.
I would prefer
Yep,
going to
I
orbit,
think it's
but this
just
is a little more
a bit
reasonable.
less risky, but not too much. At this point, I could even go with SpaceX.
As a destination, but I now realize it's a journey with some amazing milestones along the way. Your lives will be transformed by space, and it will give your generation the planetary perspective on which the future.
I mean, Richard Branson, it's crazy what to think what he's achieved: an airline, a train company, a space company, and then you got the commercial
record label,
Virgin Orbit, and the record label, and literally within reason everything. Mental.
Do you remember Virgin Megastores, Ryan? That's a very UK thing, isn't it, Virgin Megastores?
Yeah.
It was just like an all-in-one place to be able to go. It was like, there were HMV and then there were Virgin Megastores. Virgin Megastores always had like cool, edgy stuff on the walls and like awesome music playing.
Anymore.
Not anymore. Some things he does are successful, others not so much.
You can't succeed if you don't take a chance.
Correct.
Some of the best business people out there have had terrible failures.
Amazing. Even rewatching it, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. That was exactly it.
Right, so I'm going to have to dash, gents. Been an absolute pleasure having you on the live stream.
55 seconds.
Thanks
Stay
for
safe,
joining
Ryan.
us, Ryan.
Seconds. Motor shutdown. Last 2.8.
Right motor burn, everybody. We're going to space, Richard.
264,000 feet. Welcome to space, community.
Yeah, what a view.
Yeah. Common line or no common line, that would still be a really, really good experience.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit
And
earlier.
hopefully they change it to 80 kilometers, because that's really where the space starts.
Yeah.
Because you can orbit under 100 kilometers and not fall into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Look, a snowflake.
I thought I was looking up to see some millennial on the screen then.
Copy base, $1 million view. G.
Virgin Galactic has shown that when you set off on challenging but important adventures, exceptional people come forward to join the journey. People who are consistently by your side and on your side. People who share your dreams, and people who help make them reality.
Rolling to the right. Complete.
As I watched Unity and her brave pilots soar upwards into space today, my vision blurred by tears, I could hear your great-granddad whisper once again in my ear.
Not advised.
Life is indeed.
Sorry, everybody.
I think I'm also going to have to shoot, gents. It was more I saw you live. I wanted to come say hi to everybody watching and just say a big thank you to everybody that comes and stops by the Total Space
It's just
live
really
streams.
heartwarming, and it's so cool that
Thanks
his
for dropping
grandchildren
in,
can
Nat.
be here with him
Take
today
care,
to
Nat.
celebrate his space
Stay
flight.
safe, everybody.
Our crew
Thank
pretty
you.
soon here are going to receive their
Have a great one,
astronaut
guys.
wings, and I'm hearing
Happy
that
streaming.
Gaia and the ramp are just in full celebration mode at this point. And let's go ahead and check out some of the action down there. Kevin, who have you got there with you?
Thank you so much, and we are here where the action is, and it is, you know, you can feel it. It's so much fun out here. Everyone's excited, and who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Sharon Hagel from Orlando, Florida.
And welcome, Sharon, and what did you think of today's launch?
Oh my God, it was so exciting. I'm beyond, it's over the moon. And I didn't realize it was going to be so emotional. I'm still shaking. This is incredible.
You and me both, Sharon, and it's really exciting. And I also hear that you're actually a future astronaut who's going to go on the ship yourself.
Yes, I'm so proud to be a part of this community, this family of astronauts from the very get-go. It's an amazing group of like-minded individuals who love space.
That's amazing, and I'm excited for you, and I can't wait till that moment. And then, in fact, thank you so much for speaking with us. We have another future astronaut, I think, coming right over here as well. Mr. Ron, I think we spoke a little bit before. Yes, can you tell us what your name is and where you're from?
Yeah, it's Ron Rosano, San Francisco Bay Area.
Well, welcome here to Spaceport America. What do you think of the location?
Oh, it's always fabulous here, and it's such an emotional day, and not only for us that are connected to Virgin Galactic and the project, but as we turn a corner and expand the thinking and understanding of our world and us as a planet, and to think of the views and the ways things are going to spread for students and people around the world, and thinking of us on a spaceship, Earth, and us a crew on Earth is a very emotional, profound thing.
That's amazing. Yeah, so what are you looking forward to most when you go up to space here in the near future?
Oh, it's hard to say. I think you would expect a
I
change
think
in your understanding.
Miko and I are going to take a break from the stream.
All
We're
right,
going to leave the
so
stream running.
we'll take a little break here, and we will probably come back when
video conferences with
we
students
hear
from
from
classrooms all over the
Richard
world,
Branson
with
and
other
the
future
other
astronauts,
crew.
and also
But we will leave the
staff from
stream
Virgin
running
Galactic,
so you
we
can
give
watch it.
students the opportunity to have a one-on-one
What he said.
Q&A session with people that are going to space and people that are building spaceships, and that's incredibly rewarding work, and we're so glad to do it.
Oh, we're glad to have you here, and thank you so much for speaking with us today. And we have one more guest down here we wanted to talk to, and what is your name?
Hello, I'm Zana Vazim, and I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Well, welcome here to New Mexico. What did you think of today's event?
It was unbelievable, unreal, and truly out of this world.
Have you ever thought about going to space yourself?
Yes, actually, I am a future astronaut. I'm the youngest one so far, and the reason that I think space is so inspirational and important is because it represents the unity of humanity. It truly doesn't belong to one country, one nation, and it's without borders. And so my dream is not just for myself to experience space, but for women and young girls to experience it too.
Well, you are truly an inspiration, and I can't wait for your journey. It's going to be coming up soon, and you know, today marks the big day. It's a catalyst for all this, you know, a new day for us in space travel, and here we are. Can't wait to get back in the crowd, so we'll be checking back with you guys in a bit. Back to the studio.
It's great to see some of our future astronauts here today. Right now, we have over 600 future astronauts from 60 different countries. I know all of them today, whether they're here at Spaceport America with us or watching from around the world, will be eagerly anticipating the day they arrive here with their friends and family, ready to take in their space flight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, our amazing, historic, heroic crew are ready to come on over to be fitted for our wings ceremony right outside.
Let's hear from a Virgin Galactic astronaut, our Chief Astronaut Instructor, Beth Moses, who witnessed those life-changing views firsthand.
My name is Beth Moses, and I'm an astronaut and the Chief Astronaut Instructor here at Virgin Galactic. And I was honored to carry a little tiny piece of everyone's heart with me into space when I performed the first test of our customer cabin. I was very, very eager to perform this test to make sure that the company could succeed and you all could go to space. And so I tightened up my straps right before release.
3, 2,
and I felt a free fall, like a drop tower at an amusement park. And time seemed to go slower for a little while, maybe because I was really eager for the rocket motor to light.
fire, fire.
It feels comfortable. It feels like a strong pressure, but it comes on slowly and smooth. But you definitely feel pushed back in your seat. And you have a sense that you're starting to go pretty fast. Then the pilots started to turn us towards space. I had expected the inertial forces to be the dominant sensory input during this gamma turn. And in actuality, they weren't. Outside my window, the sky had gone purple. And the sound and feel and sight, like nothing I'd ever seen before. So I came out of that gamma turn, and I certainly knew that I was headed to space. I could hear the pilots calling increasing Mach numbers, and I literally said, "We're doing it, we're going up."
Standing by, 20 knots. Stick center, RCS enabled, transmit 17 knots.
At rocket motor cutoff, there's no lurch. I didn't lurch forward in my straps, and it's a common misnomer. There's no feeling of suddenly being weightless. Your arms don't suddenly float up. Your hair doesn't suddenly float up and get in your face if you have long hair. It's really actually far more gentle and quiet and calm than any of the Hollywood movies would lead you to believe. The first time you turn and get up out of your seat a little bit and look out the window when you're in space, of course, the first thing that caught my eye was the curve of the Earth. And then I had to go about my test. I tested a few ways to get in and out of the seat. I tested some handrails, and then ultimately made my way forward in the cabin, just behind our pilots, completely weightless, not touching anything, hands up, head up, hair up, feet up. And that moment around apogee is just something. So I was coasting to a stop and able to look out at the Earth. And it feels timeless, and it soaks into your soul. The sky, space, is just this deep, deep, endless black. And then the most compelling thing is the Earth below you. The vista below you is unreal. Beneath me was just this bright, bright, high definition Earth, like in all her glory, Mother Earth. Pictures do not do it justice. And I believe everywhere you fly, there will be something magic about the Earth. And here in New Mexico, you're going to have the Hope Diamond, because White Sands is right next to the runway. And I think it's amazing that you are stopped and still, and your body has a chance to slow down, and you get this, forgive me, God's eye view of Mother Earth. That stuck in my soul. It's gonna stick in everyone's soul. It's amazing. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. I cannot wait for Richard and everyone to experience this and let it soak in and let it do good.
It's always so moving to hear Beth speak about that, and it's an experience that Richard just got to experience, as well as Colin and Sarisha. And I am hearing they are all ready now to come out for the wing ceremony, and what a hero's welcome they're going to get. Let's go ahead and shift our program over to the ramp to capture these festivities. Please welcome the Chief Executive Officer of Virgin Galactic, Michael Colglazer.
All right, this was a morning, wasn't it? This is a morning we are going to remember for the rest of our lives. I'm really grateful, I'm really honored to be with you
And
here.
we're back.
Look at the setting. I
Yeah.
saw Governor Lujan Grisham earlier.
Let's
There
hear
is
from the crew.
no better place to go to space than New Mexico. As it goes. I'm still kind of speechless from it all. How about you guys? It is there. Well, we did something incredible today. is years in the making, almost a couple decades in the making. It couldn't have been done without the hundreds of people, over 1,000 before we got through with everything getting done here. And just a congratulations to the team. For all of you who are watching online, you'll see a few of us on stage, but this was made up by thousands, and we're incredibly thankful to this team. So great job, everybody. You know, there's one person in the Virgin Galactic family who's not here today, but who is an incredible force and guiding light for us, and that was Professor Stephen Hawking. And Stephen Hawking was an inspiration to many of the team at Virgin Galactic. He was an inspiration to Richard through the years. And many people don't know, but Stephen Hawking actually named our spaceship Unity. He's an incredible person, and at a moment like this, I think the words that should introduce our astronauts should be the words that Stephen Hawking himself spoke in 2016 when we rolled out our spaceship Unity. So with that, if we could please hear from the amazing Stephen Hawking.
I have always dreamed of spaceflight, but for so many years, I thought it was just that, a dream. But I had reckoned without the dream of another, a man with a vision and persistence, to open up spaceflight for ordinary Earthbound citizens. Richard Branson made it his mission to make spaceflight a reality, for those intrepid enough to venture beyond the boundaries of the Earth's atmosphere. The first private astronauts will be pioneers. We are entering a new space age, and I hope this will help to create a new unity. Space exploration has already been a great unifier. Taking more and more passengers out into space will enable them, and us, to look both outwards and back, but with a fresh perspective in both directions.
Great words from Stephen Hawking.
Absolutely. I bet they have so much adrenaline pumping through their blood right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you going to be
Hi.
on our wings? Sorry, I was told, sorry, everything.
I was upside down a few minutes ago, so excuse me. Anyway, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. And I'm not sure whether Stephen Hawking's words have played, but it was such an honor knowing him and such an honor having him as an astronaut. He decided to go up there before us, but it's lovely to still have his words with us. Incredible honor to have Chris Hadfield with us. You will all remember his beautiful playing of a guitar from space. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Congratulations.
I think, like most kids, I have dreamt of this moment since I was a kid, and that honestly, nothing could prepare you for the view of Earth from space. I mean, the whole thing was just magical, and suddenly you're looking down and you're seeing 3 people looking up at you. And hang on a minute, what are you doing down there? We have this incredible Earth. Anyway, I'm just taking it all in. It's just unreal. I was so honored to test the customer experience. So initially, I thought testing the customer experience was a little bit of an excuse to get me on. It wasn't. It's so great to just get out there, test the customer experience. You get lists and lists of little things, and it's the little details that matter. So we are going to now have no details to sort out with this spaceflight. This remarkable crew of mission specialists, and now, any second now, and now astronauts. They are a complete delight to have flown with, yeah, it was just, we've had such a great time. An enormous thank you, obviously, to our incredible spaceship pilots. And to our mothership pilots. I think they must, I don't know where they are. If they're here, they should come and join us on stage.
Yes, they should.
Anyway, just say,
Absolutely.
and obviously, sorry, Beth, Colin, and Sarisha, if you didn't know who they were. Anyway, thanks to all of you for being here at Spaceport America. It's hot, I'm sorry, but thank you for standing out here. The Spaceport is the most stunning building. When you come in the morning and see this thing emerging from the desert, I think it could be one of the 10 wonders of the world. So awesome to arrive on a bicycle and across this beautiful New Mexico countryside. And thank you to New Mexico for hosting us, for building this, for everything. Khalid, thank you for performing. We loved. Hello. And where's his lovely wife? Come on. There. Right. He's had quite a month. Stand by him. Yeah, this beautiful new baby will be born this month, and this beautiful baby was born a couple of years ago. And thank you for letting him come with us. I just would also like to thank my wonderful, beautiful wife, Joan, who's hopefully here somewhere. Yeah, we've been lucky enough to have been together for, where is she? There, for 45 wonderful, wonderful years, and we've been very, very blessed. And we've got Holly and Sam here, our grandchildren, and pretty well everything. Lots of friends. Sadly, none from England. So to you, we'll get you out here one day. But love you lots, all of you. And just finally, I know I said it from the spaceship, but I just want to say thank you to every single person who has believed in Virgin Galactic, the team who have worked so hard to make this dream come true. Love you all. It's 17 years of painstaking work, and the occasional horrible down, but by and large, ups with it, and today was definitely the biggest up. So thank you, all of you. Love you all. The mission statement that I wrote inside my spacesuit was to turn the dream of space travel into a reality for my grandchildren who are here, for your grandchildren, and for many people who are alive today, for everybody. And having flown to space, I can see even more clearly how Virgin Galactic is the space line for Earth. We're here to make space more accessible to all, and we want to turn the next generation of dreamers into the astronauts of today and tomorrow. We've all of us on this stage have just had the most extraordinary experience, and we'd love it if a number of you can have it too. And with that in mind, I have some news. So today, Virgin Galactic is thrilled to announce that we have partnered with Amaze to open space for everyone. So if you go to amaze.com, I think /space to enter, you have a chance to go to space. And every donation supports a charity called Space for Humanity. And you'll be entered into the Amaze sweepstakes for the chance to win not one, but 2 seats aboard one of the first commercial Virgin Galactic spaceflights.
Wow.
And
wow,
with my Willy
nice.
Wonka hat on, a guided tour of Spaceport America given by yours truly, and I promise lots of chocolate in the factory. I mean, the exciting thing about
want
this
to enter
is that
just
if
for the tour of
enough
the
people all over
factory.
the world participate, it just means we can just
Yeah.
keep on. The charity can keep
Yeah,
on
I'll definitely enter.
doing tickets for people. So it's a lovely sort of self-propelling way of just trying to get lots of people who couldn't have otherwise afforded to go to space to space. So just imagine a world where people of all ages, all backgrounds, from anywhere, of any gender, of any ethnicity, have equal access to space. And they will in turn, I think, inspire us back here on Earth. If you've ever had a dream, now is the time to make it come true. And I'd just like to end by saying, welcome to the dawn of a new space age. Thank you.
Let's do pins. You can keep that. Okay, thank you. Let's do wings now.
Nice.
It has been
That's pretty cool.
a tremendous day in New Mexico. A beautiful sunny day. And it's the time of year where from the sycamores and the maples, the little keys, after having worked so hard to grow vertically, are going to detach from the mothership of their tree and float and tumble and plant a seed somewhere else. And the wings that are the Virgin Galactic wings that I have the huge privilege of pinning on the crew are those sycamore seeds and the sycamore wings. It's just a beautiful acknowledgement of the work and the passion and the risk and the accomplishment of everybody here, and specifically these 4 new astronauts. So if I could have you come up first here, please. All right, go. Everybody, Sharisa
They get their
Bandla,
wings.
astronaut!
Nice.
Colin, come up.
I'm just
Get this in the right hand.
checking the
Tremendous honor.
competition
Lovely that your
site.
family is here.
We
Very
have
good, sir.
time until
Ladies and
September
gentlemen,
1st.
Colin Bennett, astronaut! Ready? Stretch across. Go. The magnet secure. All right. And as part of the historic Unity 22 flight, ladies and gentlemen, it is Beth Moses, astronaut. And I don't know of anyone on Earth with
the wild vision, the confidence where so many people don't have it, the willingness to take chances, the tenacity to follow it through, and the chance then to celebrate with everyone. Then this man sitting next to me. And so it's a ridiculous honor for me, sir, to be able to give you something that you have earned so handily. Thank you. Thank you. Nice chest, Richard. That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, this here is Sir Richard Branson, astronaut.
Yeah, there's about 40,000 people watching this total, not just our stream, but some of the other streams.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
No, thanks.
Well done.
Thanks for coming out. That
Well
was
done. The ship
Yeah,
okay?
I think at some point Virgin Galactic stream was around 700,000
There you go, guys.
during the
I'll
flight.
get out of the way.
Oh, I just refreshed that page. The number's actually a lot higher.
What's it saying now?
200K watching just the Virgin Galactic stream.
Yeah. Nice.
And then a few K watching
I'll grab them.
some of the others. There's probably about 300,000 people watched this.
Yeah, pretty good for some after flight announcements.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I just checked the website, the omaze.com/space. That's where you enter and have a chance to win 2 seats, and looks like even us Europeans and the people from UK can attend, not only United States.
Surrounded by oceans of land, desert land, mountain land.
Looks like the Odyssey stream is
Each time I
struggling.
fly home,
Might just
I
be mine.
contemplate the endless space. Here,
Okay, let's see.
you sense the hand of time. The
I
relentless
still see it.
creativity of nature.
Seems okay to me.
And of man. New Mexico. True.
Well, folks, that does it. Richard Branson has left the planet and experienced space travel thanks to the magic of science. I know it's an experience that he hopes and expects many others, especially the next generation, will enjoy during his lifetime through the Virgin Galactic experience. To quote Neil Armstrong, wow. You got to imagine Neil said that at some point. For lifelong space fans like me, today was truly special. It was a dream come true because, like Richard, when I was a young child,
Wow,
I'd
indeed.
stare up at the stars and wonder if advancements in space travel would someday reach the point where a private citizen could launch themselves to the stars. Well, I hosted a live stream of it. It's truly been an inspiring day. Humanity witnessed Richard Branson journey to space and, for one brief shining moment, experienced what the planet would be like without him on it. I, for one, am going to treasure that feeling. So thank you for watching, and congratulations again to Virgin Galactic and Richard Branson and the rest of this courageous crew. Richard, I can't wait to have you on my show so we can talk about this and, I don't know, maybe arm wrestle or something. Those few minutes in space have surely reduced your bone density. So long, everybody. See you in the stars.
Yep, I think that about wraps our live stream as well.
Yeah, I
Any-
think
Yeah.
you're right. Thank you everyone so much for joining us on today's live stream of Virgin Galactic Unity 22 spaceflight, where Sir Richard Branson and his crew and fellow astronauts took the first commercial tourist flight into space. It has been a great pleasure sharing this experience with all of you, Be sure to check us out on social media and other various platforms. You're welcome to take a look at our merchandise available on totalspace.net. If you want to support us here, we are available on Patreon, patreon.com/totalspace. And that will give you access to our Discord where you can chat and hang out with us, as well as early access to our videos and our interviews, as well as be able to participate in asking questions of the people we interview, as well as some other nifty little things. So thank you again so much for joining us. I'm Astro Rody, host of STEM Study.
I'm Mikko, the host of Deep Dive, and thank you very much for joining and looking forward to watching other space race moments with all of you.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.